Alright guys, we're back. So, what did we come up with for Medieval Library? Just like... library, that's it? Oh, Hitchinator. So bad. So this is like any... like a moment of study. Studying... waiting in a room. Anything like that. Reading, writing, yeah, some sort of just like... That's pretty much it. We're done with that. Monster attack! Should be 72. Oh yeah, there's all sorts of like modern warfare. This is like battle. Modern stuff. It doesn't matter. We're never gonna use this. There's too many guns and helicopters and sirens. But a sleeping dragon sound might be fun. Bring it down to 75% so we don't bust out our ears. 71. Right? Yep, sleeping dragon. Some sort of suspense soft. What's the feeling of this track, though? I would say unease as well for the feeling. There's jingles and a large creature. So aside from a sleeping dragon, what uses would this have? You think this is more calm and controlled than uneasy? don't even know if I would call this suspense soft. Not really a lot going on here. I generally don't even like this one. It's so quiet and it's so faint. Like, if people are talking at all, you're gonna overhear it. So I'm just gonna say faint for the feeling. No, it doesn't, because that's gonna be confusing. You're gonna think it makes you feel faint. So we're gonna leave unease. We're gonna go faint. Jingles, large creature. So uses large caverns. Big monster lair. Yeah, that's about it. We're moving on. Age of Steam. What do you want to bet we're not going to use this one ever? Is this a train, or is this just... Yeah, this is a train. Maybe a train yard? We'll just call it Civilization. Train yard. Train yard, one word. We do, yeah. We are German. English is Germanic in origin. We can just combine things to make new concepts. The feeling of this. It doesn't feel busy. It doesn't feel anything. It's pretty neutral. Yep, moving on. We've scrapped this one now. Next one should be 69. Forest Night. And this is natural sounds. What's the feeling of Forest Night? I mean, this makes me feel a little uneasy too, doesn't it? We've got the wolves howling in the background. There's a lot of crows. I would say this is an unease. Uses,
Shields up, weapons
Hey,
online.
Zalek, welcome home. I would say uses are campsite. Or, 11 months. Next month is a level up. Yeah, it's not like something's about to spring out and get me, but it's also like, you know, shit's going on. This is a lively forest. Lively forest. Oops. Yeah, campsite, not camp website. Wouldn't even be spelled that way either way. I could do some sort of like swamp or bayou at night, even. How do you spell bayou? I don't even know how. B-A-Y-O-U. Okay. B-A-Y-O-U. Swamp or bayou, maybe. Yeah. I'm pretty confident with that one. 1940s office. Fairly confident we will never use this. Oh, let's just get some markings on here in case someone else wants to use it. Quiet, but neutral. Typewriters, phones. Music. Alright, moving on to Asylum. Track number 67. There are some modern sounds. This would be suspense hard. Well, it doesn't matter. It's too many modern sounds. I don't think we'd ever use this somewhere. Well, you might use it in like some sort of wizard's laboratory, maybe. Wizard's experimentation chamber. Maybe we'll just call it an experimentation chamber. Maybe just experimentation. This is just going to be creepy. Not creepy though, creepy. The C. Clockworks exist. There are a few, but they are the exception rather than the rule. Hey, Killer Death. I know the potion wasn't mentioned by name, but they did talk about its effects, about what the potion was supposed to do, and why he was going after it. Maybe the kind of sounds you'd hear a gnome. Yeah, I think we're done with Asylum. It's not one that I would... It's pretty questionable. Let's try Royal Salon. 6. It is civilization music. feeling is, well, you'd use it in a fancy party or a ballroom ball. The feeling is, pompous? Refined, maybe. No, they mention what it does. They specifically mention what it does somewhere in that episode. I know it, Killer, I know it. Somewhere in that episode, they talk about he was getting the potion for a thing. Didn't they? But isn't it a 3-hour episode? I mean, I'm not... Right, because there's the whole episode. They first they're talking with the guy and they don't know what's going on, and they're like figuring it out. Then they get the mission, but then they kind of start killing people and screwing things over. And later, when they're talking to people more directly, they discuss the use of the potion, don't they? I could have sworn they discussed the use of the potion at some point. It's not in my notes. I've already checked, but I'm going to check again. Yeah, because the potion keeps coming up. No, it's the only place I mentioned a potion. I can't imagine this being used for anything other than a fancy party or ballroom ball, or maybe like a haunted house. These could be like the sounds in an empty building. Ooh, that'd be really good. Maybe like a haunted mansion. Four guys come after them. Yeah! That's the one, right? Those 4 guys come after them. And they're like, you're 11th. You've got the blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're not 11th. Well, and then, like, they chase after... Oh, frick. I don't remember, but there was something about a potion somewhere in there. I think there were 2 episodes with the Mafia. There was the episode where... the people come after Kess and Kellen, and then there's the episode where Kellen is kidnapped by the Mafia. And it's kind of all over the same shit. It's all sort of like the same plot line. But somewhere in there, somewhere, there's a discussion of the potion that Leventh was supposed to be finding for them. I don't know where, though. That's why I was asking. I was hoping you had recently watched it and remembered. It's because I don't know where in those 2 episodes it is. Alright, so I think we're done with Royal Salon. Let's do Dungeon 1. You are indeed 65, yes. Ooh. What instrument is that? Is that an upright bass? Is that a cello? What is producing that beautiful sound? Devotion is usually 3-hour sessions, and I think we're on session like 24 or something right now. I think it's Kellen is kidnapped. Yeah, it's definitely Kellen who's kidnapped. And I think that is like 2 or 3 episodes after the one where the people are coming after Kess and Kellen. It's pretty soon afterwards. Alright, so this is another suspense soft. The feeling's definitely unease. So this could be dungeons, any sort of like underground. Those of you that want to follow along on the worksheet, here's the worksheet. Right, maybe I should get rid of this. Seems a little... unnecessary. Yeah, a lot of them are pretty familiar. But this one doesn't feel haunted at all. I would do like sneaking through a castle, maybe? Sneaking in an abandoned place. Maybe some sort of like high mountaintop lair. That seems like we're set on dungeon. Right, with that wind that's howling through, this could easily be like a castle at the peak of a mountain. Like a storm giant's castle. Ooh, yeah. A double bass rather than a cello? Maybe. I don't know my sounds that well. Yeah, wind. Good call. Okay. Mountain Pass is 64. Let's do it. Close this. Go. I'm pretty sure this is natural sounds. Wind, walking. You got a double bass for me? Look. I don't know how that's different than a cello, to be honest. Oh, the double bass is just a bigger version of a cello. Okay. From violin to viola to cello to upright bass to double bass, they're all just larger versions of the same instrument, to my untrained eyes. So this... What's the feeling of this? There's almost like a calmness about it, right? Because there's birds. What else is going on? Where would you use this mountain pass aside from a mountain pass itself? Maybe like a long, quiet walk after a big event. Maybe like the party is walking in silence. Quiet forest would be good. Good killer. There's almost a sadness to this, isn't there? I think what you're hearing as rain, I'm hearing as like footsteps on something. I'm gonna go quiet / sad for the feeling. So it could be a, rather than say quiet forest, we could just say, any sort of like outdoor setting, maybe. Still nature is what I'm going to call it. Is this the party going to some grand adventure or coming back from some grand adventure? Is it even either of those? Light burning. Bracing themselves for an arduous journey. I kind of feel this is like moving on from something tragic, but you're just like, fuck it, we have to go, so we're just gonna keep going. Some of these other things have been like reflecting on a tragic incident. And then this is the like, we're moving on from it. So if we get the Lonesome West, where's that hiding? No, I wanted to do it here. Ooh, it's loud, it's loud. It's real loud. The difference in volume on these tracks is killing me, man. Right, so this Lonesome West is like, we came across the village of halflings that we loved so much, and they were all like brutally murdered and slaughtered, and they're dead everywhere, and you're just like, oh my god, this is the worst. You know, some sort of like horrible tragic incident happens. But the party has to press on anyway. And so then as they leave the halfling village, usually you fade the sounds out so it's not such an abrupt cut. And then this is where they move on to. Like after they've already gone through the whole processing of emotions and like, okay, let's go on. And then you put this as you say, all right, so you now you're heading out, or maybe like after they've camped for a night, and this is like the next day, and they're still moving on. Yeah, like Kess and Kellen's family. So moving on from tragedy is what I'm going to call it. Party walking in silence. Trying not to think about something big. Thank you for that there, Zorgan. Shit, did I fuck that up elsewhere? Nope. Cool. That was... Mountain Pass. Industrial Shipyard. Which is 63. Civilization. Modern sounds. Never gonna use it. Moving on. Middleearth Dawn. That's a good one. 62. Now this is natural sounds, but that's not the key. Well, maybe that's what we do want to do here. This feeling is like hopeful, right? Soothing. Ooh. Hopeful, soothing. Yeah. Enjoying a peaceful moment. Reflection, just general reflection. Enjoying a peaceful moment. Recovery somehow. Yeah, there are hints of sadness. Maybe not sadness, but like hints of... something, right? There's something in there that's not quite joyful. Something, maybe forlorn? Is that the right word? Pitifully sad and abandoned or lonely. Well, that's not quite. A little forlorn. Wistful, maybe? Appreciation of what we have. Yeah, those are all really good ways to put it. Maybe a better way to say that and enjoying a peaceful moment is like living in the moment. Yeah. Definitely Hitchinator. Almost nostalgic. Saying goodbye is another thing for it. Another good use for it. Letting go. Yeah. Saying goodbye, letting go. Switch these two. Almost. Boom. Maybe a pleasant dream. It is on the tools page of Regal Goblins. RegalGoblins.com. Alright, this is our landing page. We've got a toolbox. Here's the link to all the tracks, and here's the link to the track associations. Should probably be able to call it something better. Still uploading. Whatever, we'll get to it later. Alright, I think we're good with Middle-earth Dawn. Orbital platform. 61. Accepting of a place where the PCs could not halt a fateful situation, like they failed to prevent the assassination of the Lord they were caring for greatly. Time passes on, the party meets sometime later, reminiscing at the events moving forward or splitting off. Yeah, I think that works for Mountain Pass, but that's kind of like the trying not to think about something big, moving on from tragedy. Yeah. So what is this sound? This isn't otherworldly. What is this? This is definitely some sort of like civilization, because there's the speaking. And it's like peaceful. How do we call it? Tranquil? Yeah. But there's way too much sci-fi for us to have here, so we can't use it. Let's go on to Dark and Stormy. Love me some Dark and Stormy. Natural sounds. What is the associated feeling with Dark and Stormy? Let's turn it down a little bit. It's kind of loud. Maybe it's just loud on my end. Oh yeah, I have my volume up high. kind of just natural sounds. But the feeling is like foreboding, right? Every time I hear this track, I think of that like opening scene from Record of Lotosphore, where they're all standing outside the cave before they go in. At the end of the cave, they fight the green dragon, right? This is them standing out in the rain before they go in. Well, Mage Tower has, like, intercoms talking to people. Sorry, Orbital Platform has intercoms that are, like, talking to people and saying, to the left is the, you know, the white space is for loading and unloading only, sort of stuff going on in the background. It's a little too sci-fi for me, for my taste at least. I guess this isn't all that foreboding. It's just like a lightning storm, right? Yeah, it's just a rainstorm with lightning. Mixes well with other stuff. Dino Toga, track number 59. Definitely natural sounds. We need some sort of jungle for this place. For a lost world of giant monsters. I want to call it like a primeval jungle. Oh, thanks, Belial. I hope that you use the tools that I'm making for myself for yourself, right? These tools are available here on Real Goblins. And I hope that my campaign prep work is used by other people. You know, I want these things to be available for everyone so that you can make your campaigns better too. Well, I want everybody to benefit from what I'm doing. What's the feeling of Dino Toga? It's a little uneasy, isn't it? Here we go, this is why. Fuck. These and these and these and these should all be... Oh, urgency is what's killing us here. Unease. Lost World of Giant Monsters. What other situations could this work well into? Yeah, it would mix well with other things. I think that's pretty much it. It's pretty obvious what this does. There's no like other states of mind that this track would work well in. Let's do Terror, track number 58. A menagerie? Jungles, untamed jungle, rainforest. Yeah, that's all kind of primeval jungle for me. Because it's not your ordinary jungle. There's like big fucking monsters in there. You can hear it. It's definitely some like very untamed, uncivilized place. This is another suspense soft. Surprise, surprise. Does this put you at unease? Or is this spooky? Or is this creepy? What is the feeling associated with this track? Yeah, I kind of feel like it's unease as well. Unease. Uses, you know, typical... Yeah, I'm hearing like walkie-talkies and other weird shit in here. I'm hearing all sorts of stuff. There's just like a lot of dissonance too. I like this track. I feel like this is more of another abandoned place, right? Settling situation. No. Maybe instead of unease, it could be unsettling, but the unsettling and unease are too... The shades between them are too minor to bother noting it separately. The dream and roleplay? This could be... Maybe something like mysterious location. I could do mysterious location. You could use this in an abandoned place, or you could use it in something else. Like, just because two uses aren't the same thing doesn't mean it can't be used in both situations, you know? So it could be an abandoned place. It could be some sort of mysterious location where you're not sure what's going on. I usually layer them at different volumes in game, Dragon Tau, because they're not always recorded at the same volumes, and sometimes you want one to, be louder than the other, or you want them to be the same volume, but they're recorded at different volumes, and it's a constant struggle. I'm pretty done with this track. Let's do Coliseum, track 57. All... Oh, this is definitely battle. What's the feeling of the Coliseum soundtrack? Fighting for glory and honor, tournament. Yeah, so the uses could be tournament, ornament, or it could be some sort of like arena fighting. It's kind of the same thing. Excitement? Ooh, that's a good feeling. Yeah, there's animals too. A lion or a tiger or something. I think this is a worthy foe because the cheering of the crowd. Really like brings the the energy up, but there's also like a graveness to it. It's almost like a sadistic excitement. This is like a fight to the death with onlookers. Or maybe like I could also see some sort of situation like where maybe a former gladiator is in a battle with some other monster, and as they're fighting, kind of like the recollections of the past is coming up to them. Tournament, yeah, we got tournament on here. It did happen a few times in Xanadu, but they stopped doing it in the Civil War when shit got real and the army started marching towards picnickers. I don't know about that happening in the Revolutionary War ever. I wouldn't be surprised. It used to be a thing in warfare because, you know, a battle would be happening and people would know about it for days in advance because the armies would be positioning, and you could just go watch battles because they, you know, they were small numbers of men and they were clashing very directly and they were all lined up. It was something you could watch. Modern warfare is very different. A trial by combat, yeah, that's good. Maybe instead of arena fighting, we could do trial by combat. That's good. I like trial by combat, which kind of gets rid of fight to the death with onlookers. I feel like there's some other good uses in here that I haven't picked out yet. Maybe like, you know, PCs have gone into bloodlust. Right, so maybe you're doing a normal battle. Let's check this out. Alright, so you're doing a normal battle, right? And you're having whatever's going on. But for whatever reason, shit gets real. You know, shit gets really real. And the players kind of descend into this chaotic bloodlust. Let's just try and blend the tracks together appropriately. Right, because the sword clashings are actually probably the exact same sword clashings that the same guy just reused over and over again. And then, you know, something snaps in the players and they like descend into some sort of bloodlust. And the volume would have to be louder and have to be further on. And the sounds of battle change to sounds of cheering, right? So this is what's going, you know, they're in some fight. You know, one of the party members falls, and so the other people kind of just fall into this. I think you'd need to blend it with skirmish a little bit. Yeah, if you can do Coliseum up fairly loud and skirmish down kind of low. And then maybe just slowly fade skirmish out entirely. Until it's, you know, the party's just focused on their task at hand, maybe? I don't know, it's kind of sketchy that... Alright. Pieces have gone into bloodlust. Blend with other battles. We're just going to scrap these other notes on it. And I think we're going to do excitement here for this. Where were we now? We were at Coliseum. Next is Medieval Town. I wonder what this one's going to be used for. Track number 56. Feeling's very neutral. Uses are towns, cities, villages. I can't think of any, like, Medieval Town doesn't have any emotional attachments, and it wouldn't really work anywhere else. I can't think of it being... Yeah, good for blending. Yeah, I don't think I'd even need to mention that. Ice Cavern. Number 55. Means we are well over halfway. Well, we are over halfway. Just barely. Last track was halfway. What does Ice Cavern sound like? Ooh, an army marching. Hold on, let's take a look at that again. I don't know. Maybe we could do like large camp, maybe, or mass migration. Maybe some sort of like large crowd on the way. Hey, Chazman, welcome home, buddy. All right, let's go back to Ice Cavern. This is definitely natural sounds. It's definitely uneasy. I would use this in frozen areas. Haunted tombs? Good night, Panic Buddy. Bunny. Oh. The shame, Chazzy. Shame. Very open areas for this? Yeah, I could see like a haunted plain or something. Like a forest or a place, some sort of like haunted natural setting. Definitely not like a haunted town, but a haunted natural setting. Oh, Vinland. That's rough. Yeah, those icy sounds I'm thinking are bones. That's why I'm getting the haunted feeling from it. That's good. Mountain Tavern, 54. Definitely a tavern. All right, the Mountain Tavern has a lot of feelings in Mountain Tavern. I think the main one is like remoteness or solitude. your character is essentially dead. Unless you can talk with Twitch and have them figure it out, have them sort it out, and get your sub-chain back, then yes, your character's dead and needs to be recreated. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know how it works. It probably wouldn't work that way. I definitely get isolation. Can we go back and check windswept plains? Could we call that isolation as well? Yeah, I think we want to change windswept plains from far away to isolation. Okay. So uses for Mountain Tavern could be kind of like a backwater village. PCs are unwelcome. Town. We could do remote. No, backwater village is the same thing as remote village. Why don't we just say remote instead of backwater? What about less like setting and more emotional feelings from this? Like, hey,
here's what
Chazman.
might be my missing sub money. I got a new job, so I don't have much time to be on Twitch, but I'm still catching the VODs. Still my favorite stream.
Aw, thank you, Chazman. I'm glad this is your favorite. I hope you have been able to catch up on Frozen Frontier at least a little bit. Hey, Chucky, welcome home. Baron, yeah. You guys are the best. Suspicion, people are talking to themselves. Maybe... like the party is talking in secret. Oops. I don't want to say party talking in secret. What's party like? Conspiring. This is like the party sitting around. Do you think we should go after him? I don't know. He is the king of this area. Yeah, but he still killed so and so. You're right. We should get him. So, what's the plan? Well, why don't you distract them with pyrotechnics show, right? Yeah, and then you sneak up the castle wall? No, that's not gonna work. Some sort of like quiet, plotting, conspiring slash plotting. Oh yeah, cheers, man. Put a portal right in front of the dragon, yeah? Yeah. What about recent events? Is this like coming home after your journey didn't go so well? Like the 4 of you set out and only 2 of you came back, and now you're back at your bar? And you're just sitting around? Home after a brutal journey. Not a brutal journey, but home. On a misty lake with the bell signaling where the boat is. I don't hear the bell signaling. It's more of a whistle, right? It's a... Or just a lighthouse. I'm not getting the aquatic feeling that you're getting. Oh, Stream of Annihilation? That was sick, Chazman. At the very least, you should check out the Misclicks Risen episode from there. It was 90 minutes long. It's nice and short and totally sweet. It's not home after a brutal journey, but it's like... coming home, but having lost friends along the way. Yeah. That's sort of like the 4 of you set out from your hometown, and only 2 of you come back, and you're victorious. But it's just not the same. It's like empty at the table. It's not joyful. Oh, maybe that's a better way of putting it, like an unjoyful return. Unjoyful is not a non-joyful return. I need some antonym. Depressed, disagreeable, down, sad, grave, gloomy, serious, sorrowful, troubled, a troubled return. That's a good way of putting it. Troubled return. That's good. Maybe not even a troubled return home, but like troubled conversation. Yeah. I like that. Okay, it has been another hour, so we're going to take a break. I'm going to take a bio break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes, so see you shortly.